Hi, welcome back. Today I'm making a super cool set of nails. I've already done my prep and everything, so we're gonna skip that and start off by applying a peel-off base gel. I'm using the Macart one. I actually don't recommend this, so no, don't be too influenced. I'm making this voiceover like a couple days after, and I've taken the nails off already. And when I did, it did basically rip out part of my nail and take the builder gel with it. So yeah, don't use this peel-off base gel. But anyways, I grab my press nail tips and start sizing them out. You already know how to do this part, just side to side. And then for any pieces that don't fit the curve of my nails, because some of my nails are a bit more square on the edge, then I will just file off some of the excess near the cuticle area to try and have a better fit. But I'm going to blend it all out anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. And I'm using the Beetles nail glue and a little flash cure lamp from Saviland to attach it. What I do is I basically put the gel on my fingers, and then I also put it on my on the tip, and I try not to go too far up, and then just press it down from the cuticle going downwards and trying not to have anything overflow, and then flash cure it. My first nail came out wonky, so that was not great. That had me feeling very pessimistic for the rest of the set, but it's fine. I took it off, put another layer of peel-off base coat, and then just picked up where I left off. Everything else after that was straight, so I was really happy with that. I mean, I've spoken about this before, that square nails are very unforgiving when it comes to the alignment of the nails, so I was very careful. The automatic flash cure feature on my lamp also doesn't work great, by the way, so I did have to just apply the tip to my nail a little bit further away and then move it in. But yeah, if anyone has a base gel, a peel-off base gel that actually works for gelx, so I can take them off 2-3 days afterwards and not rip out my nail, that would be great, because I don't care about retention. I really didn't even file the builder gel before putting this on top, and it still came off really difficult. Some of my nails are curved, by the way, so I wasn't able to easily get the gel to flow all the way to the edge. I'm thinking of switching to the sculpted tips from a press for my more curved nails, but for now what I did is I just cured the top half of the nail while covering the bottom half with my gloves, and then once the top half was set in place, I would essentially push the nail up a little bit to get the glue to flow to the edge. And for the record, I had to go to work the next day, so I didn't have too much time to try and be a perfectionist with the set of nails, so I wasn't super happy with how the thumb came out in terms of the gelx application, but I decided to just leave it. I actually gave myself a time limit. I wanted to do the left hand in 1 hour or under, and it took me about 1 hour and 30 minutes. The full uncut video was 1 hour and 30 minutes, which I was actually really happy with. I think the longest thing was deciding on the design. And once that was done, I didn't want to spend too long on the nails. I don't think it's sustainable for me to be spending 5-6 hours on my nails every time I want to do them, because it kind of interferes with me being able to be consistent with this channel, and it's just a big time sink. Anyways, after I was done with the application, I went ahead and just cleaned up with some alcohol to try and get rid of any dust that was left on the nails, and just checking that everything was nice and smooth. And then I grabbed some alcohol, got it everywhere, and then basically just tried to blend out the edge of the nail just to have an even more smooth blend. Oh, and I yapped earlier, so I didn't get to mention this, but obviously, you can see I used my e-file to blend the edge of the tip. This I'm gonna go in with one coat of the yogurt red jelly polish. I love this polish. It's actually my favorite red. I use this on my toes every month. You can do 2 coats. It's not opaque, but for this set, because I was trying to go fast, I just did 1 coat because I didn't think the opaqueness of the red was a super important feature, knowing that I was going to add a bunch of things to it later. And I just tried to be super careful and clean with this application, just working the brush almost to my cuticle and then bringing it back down in a nice smooth motion. Much easier said than done on my other hand, of course, but with this hand I was able to get it, pretty close to perfect, so I was super happy with that. This polish is great to use as well. It levels so nicely, not just in terms of the height of the gel, but also the color. There are some gels which are much more opaque than this, but you can tell they're streaky. This is not the case at all. It blends out beautifully. And this is what it looked like before I cure. Put it in the lamp for a full 90 seconds. And then I grabbed this matte gel from Devo, basically a matte top coat. And I put a really thick layer of it onto my nails. And I did not cure this. Don't cure this yet. I grabbed this black polish. This is a 1-coat polish actually. This one's very nice. I use it for everything, like painting lines, chrome especially. It's great for chrome, and that's actually what I'm using it here for. So what I'm trying to do essentially is create some kind of blooming gel effect with the wet black nail polish on top of the wet matte top coat. And then the idea is that once I cure this, I'm going to be able to apply chrome selectively to the black. The reason I didn't want to do this with an actual blooming gel coat is that I wouldn't have had the isolated gel effect, because I wasn't sure, like, you know, if my blooming gel would work like that. And when I tried it on a practice nail, I wasn't super happy with the result. I grabbed one of these like round-ended dotting tools and just, you know, smoothed out some of the lines, kind of played around with it to move things in a way that was like, to make it look like fluid and cool. And this one is a balancing act, by the way. I actually had to redo the thumb because it was too much gel previously and flooded. So luckily I hadn't cured it yet, so I was able to redo it. So yeah, you kind of want it thick enough that the black can like float all around it and have this blooming gel effect, but not too thick that it won't cure properly or that it's gonna flood. And this is what it looked like after I'd taken it out of the lamp. Do not wipe this, just to be absolutely clear. If you wipe this and you wipe the inhibition layer from the black polish, then your chrome is not gonna look as good. So I made sure not to wipe this, and then I went in with basically like a silver, just a basic silver chrome. And my hack for doing isolated chrome, by the way, is to always use a sponge. Don't use these like little brushes that they give you. Use like a dense sponge. And what you do is you apply with a sponge and then you flip it over. You use the clean side to like wipe the nail with like heavy pressure. And what this does is like it makes the chrome only stick to, you know, the black polish. And this looks so cool already. Like I could have done more details with this, but you know, I wanted it to look very abstract. But if I was to recreate this design, I think I would definitely try and go for like a more detailed isolated chrome. But already I think it looks so cool. My favorite one is the thumb because it kind of looks like, you know, silvery smoke, and that's just awesome. And then I grabbed these silicone molds that are new. This is my first time using these particular silicone molds, and I was waiting for them so long in the post because I was just so excited to try them out. And I also got this like white mold gel from Temu and basically just like filled in the mold. When you're doing this, like, I think the main thing I have to worry about is just the air bubbles. That's why you see me kind of going in and like stabbing it all the way to the bottom, because I want to make sure that it's like filled in completely and that there's no air bubbles. And then what I did as well is like just opened it up and like bent it outwards just to try and get any gaps that are in the design to fill up. So I made two bows, the one that was like the crisscross big one that you saw earlier, and then also this little one here that I wanted to put on my pinky. There was a little bit too much gel, so what I did is I bent it open to kind of fill in those empty slots, and then I used one of my scraping tools to just take away some of the excess gel. Another thing I really wanted to try with this design is these like really cool glow-in-the-dark stickers. So while my mold was curing in the lamp, I just kind of put these wherever I wanted them. I thought like this is so cute to have like the empty space in the middle of the nail with the chrome. And then, you know, just placing the stickers down, not much to say other than that. You know, I tried to be careful not to bend the edges too much and space them out. And I was really conscious as well with this design not to have too many colors. So because my stickers were white, that's why I also went for the white mold gel, because I wanted it to have only the red, the silver, and the white so that it all looks cohesive and not too overwhelming. And you can see here, my molds actually cured super well, which was really, really nice. They were very solid. It's almost like just having like a real charm, pretty much. So I was really happy with that nail mold gel. And then I basically just took out the mold, used some Macart rhinestone glue, like put a thick layer of it down, and then put the mold on top of it. And the reason I did this is because I wanted to fill in any gaps in the mold underneath so that it wouldn't get caught on like my hair or my clothes. And then I just went in and I top coat it with this trusty, I think it's like a V Shine one. It's a great top coat, just very runny, but it's very, very shiny and nice and smooth. It's a white top coat. And then with the charms, I made sure to go like over them, around them, under them, trying my best not to flub my cuticles, just so I can maintain that like nice, clean look. And then I was finally, after curing the nails, I was able to wipe away all of the like excess chrome dust and everything like that. Applied some cuticle oil, and that is what they look like. They were just so cute, so cohesive, and oh, they glow in the dark. It's adorable. I can't, like, the fact that they glow in the dark makes me so happy. But yeah, thank you for watching, and yeah, I hope you have a good day.